thought I'd try something different today. I'm gonna do a behind the scenes blogging video on what it looks like to be a blogger. Maybe you are a blogger, you need some ideas, or maybe you'd like to get started, or maybe you're just curious on what the heck we do and how we make any money doing it. Okay guys, so how am I supposed to do all this? We'll take vertical photos at least. I don't like horizontal. So post here every day, interact with at least 8,000 people daily, or I can only show you a photo to 5 people. Also, you have to do stories, and our format is vertical because we're cutting edge. I'm still horizontal. I prefer groups, and we also have links. Facebook, why are you here? So I'm starting a new project today, so it's going to kind of be a video within a video. So I'm going to transform this, this is from another project that I just finished, and then the frame, I'm going to remake this. I got this at a thrift store, and I'm going to remake this using this print, and I'm really excited about it, but I want to show you kind of what goes into all that. For example, I have printed out everything that I need to video, vertical, horizontal. I have my camera charged, so I can take still photos as well. So there's a lot involved, and there's a lot of thinking ahead. Long gone are the days where I used to just, sit down, start my project, and just see it through until the very end. Now every process has to be documented, and I have to write it down. I write a blog post, I do a YouTube video, and I do a vertical video to post on TikTok and Instagram. This video is not sponsored, but I am doing this project to get ready for a sponsored project that will come later. So anyway, that was a lot of rambling because I have to get busy. It sounds simple, but it's super easy to forget taking a before video and a before photo. Also, blogging requires you to ignore the mess in your kitchen. So it's so important to remember to do before videos, before photos. I need still photo, and I need a horizontal and a vertical before videos. So this is gonna go on my YouTube cover, on my pin for Pinterest, so I need a nice simple background. I also should turn my camera on, yeah. I actually went ahead and shot it against the wall just to make sure I had a good before shot. And that would be the time if I were gonna do a cool transition, like a snap, or like, how they touch something and walk by and it changes. I would have to think of that at this point in the process, but we're just gonna go straight forward with this one, and we gotta move it along. So now I'm gonna film the intro to the YouTube video. It usually takes me like 10 tries. I'm not a natural at this, so I'm gonna do that. I'm sorry I can't show you that. I still film with my phone. I need like 1,300 more watch hours, and then I can be monetized, and then I'm gonna buy a real vlog camera, but for now, I'm using my phone. So, okay. What did I write on my little paper? Upgrade a thrifted frame and add some new art. Hello everyone, today we're gonna make over this frame I found at a thrift store for $40. I'm gonna make the frame look like raw wood, and then it has some new art to put in the middle. So let's get started. Okay, I'm just gonna go with that, As far as equipment, I do have this tripod. I have a nice Canon, but I saved for years to buy that. You do not have to have a fancy camera to blog, and I'm just shooting this with my phone, and I'll use this little tripod to shoot it on there and check the things off as we go. Now I'm gonna awkwardly take photos of myself with my camera. It's in an interval. Well, let me stop talking and take a picture. I just kind of do what I normally do and hope for the best, Do a few different head angles so you don't get the double chin, I guess. Kind of dark. Oh well, we're gonna go with that. Kids are picked up from school. Oh, I realize what it is. I forgot to fill in my eyebrows. I was like, my face looks kind of funny. It's getting later on in the day, so there's not a whole lot of light. That's another thing about blogging, is you really need a lot of light for photos and videos to make them pretty. But I'm just gonna keep moving on because I'm motivated to get this finished. It's the next day. Sometimes it's hard to even know where to start, so I'm just gonna get moving before I get inside of my head too much. So when I'm taking photos or video, I'm always looking in the background for things that just make it look more messy. So I'm gonna move these chairs. And it doesn't really look nice to have equipment in the background either, so I'll move this over here. I don't need the trash can. Maybe I'll do it like this and shut the trash can. I really like it. Okay, it worked. So you see the surprise in my face? I'm gonna try the Mod Podge on top of this. My project is going pretty well. I put some books on just to prevent any buckling. So in the meantime, I'm going to start writing the blog post for this so I don't forget all the steps and all the details, and go through my photos and get that going. I write my blog posts in WordPress, and I'm gonna go ahead and upload my photos and edit those in Lightroom, because sometimes it's easier to explain the process when you see the pictures and you can describe what's happening. It took me about an hour to write the blog post and edit the photos, which I think is pretty quick. It used to take me forever, but I've got my process down, and that's why planning is so important. There's other shortcuts for blogging, like taking vertical photos, because those do best on Pinterest, linking within the blog post, and definitely writing and editing as you go. Let me know if you want a more in-depth blogging tutorial. Take the final shot, and then the blog post will actually be done. So I gotta make it exactly like it was before. Don't fall. Okay, I think that's better. I want it to be perfectly, straight on. I'm super happy because I think I have all the footage and photos that I need, and now the blog post is done. I will mention that the blog post to me is the most important part because that's the hub of everything I do. So that will point everybody back to from TikTok, from YouTube, from Instagram. That's the main place, and that's where people can sign up for my newsletter. That's where I get paid for ads there. So to me, that's what I'm in control of. I'm not in control of who sees anything on TikTok or Instagram. The algorithm decides that. I also have a newsletter, which is very important to driving traffic, and that goes directly to their inbox, so it's not up to an algorithm. So anyway, the blog post for me is the most important part. So this is my checklist in my notes that I do about every single time and where we're at. So yes, the project is done and the photos and video are done, but now I have to do all these other things. I'll go ahead and make my YouTube cover because I already have the photos up, and I make these in Canva. Next, I'm going to spend about an hour editing my YouTube video, and then 15 minutes to clean up all my little messes before the kids get home. So when I pick them up at the bus stop, I kind of put my mom hat on, shut this off, and I'll get to it again tomorrow. Good morning, it's a new day and I'm in the office. It's unfortunate the lighting in here is either really dark and you can hardly see me, or super bright and my face is lit up like this. I'm sitting here, I'm gonna have some lunch, going over what I'm gonna do. It's 11 o'clock, so I'm gonna get the ball rolling. It's so funny because I'm working on this project, but my mind is already moved on to the next project. But here's what, and it has to do with food. That's what made me think of it. My new diet and a meal plan coming out soon. Anyway, so this was my hourly list that I make every day. Did my devotional, grocery list, went to the grocery store, cleaned up the kitchen, put all the food away, cleaned the fruit. The robot vacuum is currently cleaning the floors, eating lunch, and I'm gonna work on editing these YouTube videos. Then I'm gonna create the vertical video for TikTok and Instagram, and I'm gonna have to make a voiceover for that. Then I will create drafts on my phone to publish when I need them. I need to write a newsletter and then pick the kids up. Let's see if we can get all this done. Well, we had a change of plans. As I was telling you, I have some sponsored content coming up and they needed something from me today, so that took about 45 minutes. And while we're on the topic of sponsorships or ads, this is content that you get paid to make and you post it on your social media as well as they are allowed to usually post it on theirs. And the fees are tricky. I do know that I haven't charged enough in the past, and long gone are the days now where I'll do something just for a free product because I wanted to see the money. I do not need more stuff. So I get emails every single day for sponsored content. I rarely say yes, but there's some deals that are just too good to pass up. Too many fun things, like I've done World Market and Walmart, and the one coming up I can't really talk about because it hasn't been published yet, and you sign a contract that you won't discuss the details or the payment or things like that. But I wasn't charging enough before. But you can go online and you can find different formulas for how much you should charge. But I've been blogging for a long time, so they actually email me. But there are sites like, I'll have to look it up, Aspire is one. There's some different sites that you can find companies to work with through that. Like they act kind of like a broker in that way. So that's that. So now I'm gonna start making the vertical video for Instagram and TikTok. And I'm gonna do it on the computer, on the desktop, because it's easier. I feel like it's faster. And I can't really show you how I do the voiceover because I do everything with my phone still. So I do the voiceover. I actually have an entire podcast. It's called faithqa.com that's separate from House Mix. And it has all my faith content there. And I even do the whole podcast from my phone. It's incredible what these machines can do. But so I do the voiceover on my phone, and that's how I start. I already have it written out, so then I'll find the clips that match it and get done. I'm doing pretty well. I'm uploading my YouTube video. It takes a long time. I created the vertical videos and created drafts on Instagram and TikTok with hashtags and captions and all that. The only thing left for me to do today is to write a newsletter. I'm gonna publish all of these things next week. So this newsletter will be for the past 2 things that I've done on my blog. So I'm gonna whip that up and be done. For my newsletter, I use Flowdesk. I've been so happy with them. I used to have MailChimp, and that was complicated, cumbersome, and the designs weren't that many to choose from. But this is really pretty and easy to use. Here, I'm just duplicating a past newsletter that I sent out and updating it with my new content. I try to use the same fonts throughout my website, on YouTube, in my newsletter for that kind of consistent feel. So my newsletter doesn't change too much, the format. It's just a matter of plugging in new photos and links. Okay, I'm all done, and that is how you make a 2-hour project into 3 afternoons. I finished a little bit early. I'm gonna grab a snack before I go get the kids, take a deep breath. Vlogging is a crazy job, but I really love it. Let me know if you'd like to see more behind the scenes of this. I have no idea if this is boring or of interest, but there's so much to know about vlogging, and I do have a post on my website with everything. I wrote it about 3 or 4 years ago. I pretty much do the same thing there though, so I'll link that as well. Thank you so much for sticking with me to the end. You're the best. See you later.